Parliament's ad hoc committee investigating allegations of political interference in policing has confirmed that KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Lieutenant General Ndlela Mkhwanazi will be the first to testify when public hearings get underway. The committee, chaired by Molapi Lekganyane, spent more than 9 hours this week refining its draft terms of reference, which will guide the inquiry. A revised version of the TOR reflecting all agreed changes will be circulated to members within 2 days for review before formal adoption at the next sitting. Mkhwanazi's appearance is set to anchor the proceedings. In July, the commissioner sent shockwaves through the country when, dressed in full Special Task Force combat gear, accused Police Minister Senzo Mchunu of obstructing justice by dismantling the high-profile political killings task team and seizing 121 investigation dockets. According to Mkhwanazi, several of those files contained arrest instructions linking politicians and prosecutors to organized crime syndicates, and that the dockets were locked away, the unit was disbanded, and officers were targeted. This was not the work of the National Commissioner. This was orchestrated by Minister Mchunu. The Political Killings Task Team was established in 2018 following recommendations of the Morane Commission, which probed the roots of political violence in KwaZulu-Natal. The team was mandated to investigate politically motivated matters that has plagued the province. Mkhwanazi's claims ignited national uproar. Mchunu dismissed them as baseless, while President Cyril Ramaphosa moved swiftly to announce a judicial commission of inquiry. The minister has since been placed on special leave pending the outcome of investigations. Lekganyane said, in line with our mandate, Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi will be the first person to appear before the committee, adding that starting with the whistleblower will set the tone for the inquiry. The committee has resolved to appoint external legal counsel and instructed Parliament's Constitutional and Legal Services Office to begin the procurement processes. Witnesses will be required to submit sworn statements, while whistleblowers will be guaranteed protection under existing legal frameworks. The inquiry is expected to conclude its work by 31 October 2025. Political parties, civil society groups, and police unions have welcomed the process, urging Parliament to ensure the transparency and accountability throughout. Meanwhile, the former Constitutional Court Judge Mbuyiseni Madlanga's Judicial Commission of Inquiry is set to begin public hearings into explosive allegations of criminal syndicates infiltrating South Africa's law enforcement and justice system. The first hearing of the Commission of Inquiry into the criminality, political interference, and corruption in the criminal justice system will take place on 1 September 2025. The Commission of Inquiry into Criminality, Political Interference, and Corruption in the Criminal Justice System confirmed this week that it has finalized its venue and is preparing to commence its work as scheduled. In a statement released on Thursday, the Commission announced the Commission of Inquiry into Criminality, Political Interference, and Corruption in the Criminal Justice System is pleased to announce that its hearing will commence on 1 September 2025. It is expected that the first hearing will be held in public. After considering several locations in Gauteng, the Commission has selected the Bridget Mabandla Justice College in Central Pretoria as its official seat. The venue, which will host both its offices and hearings, has made available at no cost. The statement said the Commission also confirms that, having explored and considered several options in Gauteng, it has determined that its office will be located at the Bridget Mabandla Justice College in Central Pretoria. The venue is available to the Commission free of charge. The Commission's hearings will be held at the venue. Preparations are already underway to ensure the space is ready. The Department of Justice and Constitutional Development, which is assisting with procuring the Commission's requirements, is hard at work to ensure that hearings will commence as scheduled. Likewise, the Department of Public Works and Infrastructure is attending to altercations that will make the venue fit for purpose. The Commission will examine whether criminal syndicates, including drug cartels, have infiltrated or exercised undue influence over the South African Police Service, including its Crime Intelligence Division and the Political Killings Task Team, Metropolitan Police Departments in Johannesburg, Ekurhuleni, and Tshwane. the National Prosecuting Authority, the State Security Agency, the Department of Correctional Services, members of judiciary, and other organs of state connected to the criminal justice system. The Commission is also tasked with uncovering the nature and consequences of this infiltration. This includes probing whether it has facilitated organized crime, manipulated investigations, induced criminal conduct among law enforcement leadership, resulted in further criminal acts, or led to the intimidation or victimization of whistleblowers and witnesses. The Commission will further assess whether senior officials or members of the National Executive aided or abated this criminal activity, failed to act on intelligence, or personally benefited financially or politically. In terms of its powers, the Commission has been granted wide-reaching authority under the Commission Act of 1947. It may summon witnesses, compel the production of documents, and conduct search and seizure operations where necessary. Importantly, it may also sit in camera to protect witness safety or the integrity of intelligence operations. The Commission shall have all the powers necessary to achieve its mandate. The proclamation states, including the power to refer matters for immediate criminal investigation and urgent decisions on prosecution. Taking into account the nature of the allegations and evidence the Commission will uncover, the Commission will also refer any relevant matters to appropriate law enforcement agencies, government departments, or regulators for prosecution, further investigation, or the establishment of a separate inquiry. Madlanga is expected to submit an interim report within 3 months of the Commission's establishment and a final report within 6 months, unless the President extends the timeline. These reports must be submitted to the President and will include recommendations that can immediately be actioned. The final report will also be delivered to Speaker of the National Assembly and the Chief Justice. The Commission has committed to ensuring the protection of witnesses and whistleblowers, while proceedings will generally be held in public. Chairperson may direct that certain hearings be closed where safety or confidentiality demands.
Today that the investigation which these members involved within Gauteng has unmasked the syndicate. And this syndicate involves, amongst others, politicians who are currently serving in Parliament. Law enforcement officers include the members of the South African Police Service, Metro Police, and Correctional Service. They include prosecutors in Gauteng province, the judiciary, and all these are controlled by the drug cartel as well as business people in that province of Gauteng.
What's your take on this one, people? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more news.